with the hurricane that's gone through, what does Southwest West Florida need most right now? And what do we do about our insurance problem in the state of Florida? It's getting exceedingly difficult to find it and, of course, to afford it. And after the hurricane, what will happen to rates, say, next year? Let's talk about all these things with Greg Stube. He's a Republican congressman from Southwest Florida representing District 17. You follow him on Twitter at Rep. Greg Steube, Steube. Good morning to you, Representative. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me.
All right, tell us, what does Southwest Florida need more than anything else, the people of your district?
Well, right now we still have people without power. We still have the flooding has finally subsided, so most of the district you can actually get through. There was periods of times a couple of days ago, so we're now a week after the storm where people couldn't even drive on State Road 70, State Road 72. There were areas where next to the Peace River where there were communities that were still underwater. So we're still in recovery mode here in most of my district. People are still putting tarps on their roofs. People are still trying to fix and clean up. I'm still trying to clean up here on my property. And so right now it's still focused on that and ensuring that people have the resources that they need, trying to file FEMA claims with our office. There's been a number of FEMA sites where we've been sending people to that they can do the application instead of going through our office directly with FEMA, which has been helpful.
Yeah, I'll bet. Talk to me about the insurance issue in your role as a representative of that district in Tallahassee. What do you do? What do we do? We haven't fixed the problem, you know that, and we will have to fix it, and it's just going to get worse, I would imagine, after this storm. So what do we do?
It's going to get tremendously worse, and the state legislature is going to have to figure that out. It's something that they've bounced around for years and not been able to come to an agreement because you have very differing sides of the issue, but we have insurers that are leaving our state and have been leaving our state for years. I got dropped this last year or so and then struggled to try to find insurance. My insurance on our home went up by $2,000 a year, and that's something that everybody in our district in the state of Florida is facing. And now after a storm like this, you're going to see more property insurance companies dropping. And when you come up for renewal, they're going to be dropping. I talked to an insurance agent, and he just said, look, if people make a claim, I can guarantee you that those companies are going to go through and decide if there's people that made a claim when this last storm came through, those will be the first people that get dropped.
Right.
And as much as that's absolutely wrong, that's what the insurance companies are going to do. And unfortunately, the federal government doesn't really have a play in this. This is 100% a state issue. It's a state issue that has been avoided for years and years and years and years. And we're getting to the point where Citizens, which was the insurer of last resort, is now the largest insurance company in the state of Florida, which is backed by tax dollars. You don't have a free market here because a lot of insurers are pulling out because of the risk that we have here in the state of Florida. So the legislature is going to have to try to figure something out. It is 100% a state issue. The federal government doesn't have and shouldn't have a play in insurance policy in the state of Florida. It's a state issue that the legislature should deal with. I actually think that would be beholden of the governor once people are safe, once all the flooding has resided, people have found temporary residents, and we get through the recovery of this storm. I think it should be incumbent on the governor to call a special session for the legislature to go up there and hammer something out as it relates to insurance, because at some point you are going to be in a juxtaposition, just like I was earlier this year. Okay, the mortgage company is going to require me to have home insurance, and if I can't find home insurance,
right,
or if it's so grossly expensive, you're trying to figure out other options. Do you find somebody that you know that has enough wealth to do a note with them, and then you're not having to go through a bank, and then you don't have insurance? That's not good situations for people. A lot of people don't have instances like that where they know people that would be willing to take the risk without some type of home insurance policy on the property. Just most policies in Florida, your hurricane deductible is at least $10,000. So like I had shingle damage on my house, we had screen damage, we had soffit and fascia damage, I had a ton of trees down around the property, and it's okay. This isn't $10,000 worth of damage, so I'm just going to do it myself. I'm going to go up there and fix my own shingles, and that's a decision that every Floridian's making because they don't want to cut a check for $10,000 because they don't have $10,000 sitting in their bank account.
Right, and if they do file it, chances are they're going to wind up in Citizens next year, and who knows what the cost.
Yeah, because they're going to get dropped,
Yes.
and nobody else will take them.
Right, exactly. Hey, thanks so much, Representative Stubbe. I hope you're doing well with your house. I hope all of your constituents there get back up as quickly as possible, and hopefully we can fix this insurance problem because it's getting exceedingly difficult to live in the state of Florida, just trying to afford that in a home. I mean, it's just too hard.
Well, it's going to get to the point where it's such a bad issue that the legislature is going to be forced to have to deal with it.
Well, let's hope they do. Thanks so much.
Unfortunately, I think we're very close to that.
All right. Best of luck. Thank you. Take care.